What up, folks? I'm UltraZilla, and this is the UltraZ News Weekend Update coming to you from the UltraZilla kitchen for this weekend's edition. We got some cool news to talk about, including a new colorway on what has been a kind of a controversial VOLTRON here on the channel. Even though I've never gotten it, it's made some waves here. So we're going to talk about that first, but we got a lot of other cool news to talk about from basically like every brand that we like to talk about. So without any further ado, let's get to this.
And let's start things off with that BLITZWAY VOLTRON, because they are doing a Carbonics Black VOLTRON variant, limited to 1,000 pieces. Now, you know, I went on record saying I just didn't like how this looked. I thought it was really expensive for what it was, and I just didn't care for the aesthetic. I think the head's too small, the face is too skinny, you know, all of that jazz. I've had a lot to say about it. My video on this particular subject, you know, sparked some really interesting discussion in the comments, so you could go check that out. But I do think this black version looks a tad better, just aesthetically speaking. I like how the black looks on this particular VOLTRON. You know, when it comes to variants, I'm a little more lenient on things, so it's not bad. Still won't be getting it, but I think it looks pretty cool for those that will. Next up in the SH Figuarts Ultraman line, they teased there's going to be a new Ultraman last week, and indeed there is. It is Ultraman, a trigger power type. Not my favorite Ultraman, and not my favorite form of Ultraman. He looks like he has a vest on, but it does come with some really cool accessories like this one. And this one we've kind of seen before. It's in a different shape, but it's alright. I honestly like this one a lot. This is a really cool accessory, but honestly, it's not for me. Sticking with Ultraman, there's a new player in the Ultraman business, and they're called Cool Fun Play, and they are doing a line of 1/12 scale Ultraman anime figures. They're gonna have die-cast in them. They look kind of cool. These renders are on the fence. There's more renders if you check HLJ. Link is down below. But they are interesting. There's gonna be LED lights and stuff, so we'll see. Die-cast figures are something sort of interest here, as you know. So besides the Ultraman that you're looking at, there's also going to be a Zafi suit Ultraman, as well as a Big Jack. And then we have Aces, which is a suit that I really like. And then, oddly, we're going to get a giant Paul Frank Julius as Ultraman. I didn't even realize Paul Frank was still in business, to be honest. All of these are up for pre-order at HLJ right now. Again, check the link down below. Also up at HLJ is a new 3-0 Robo-Do Tekkaman Blade. And this is not the first time 3-0 has dipped into Tekkaman and Tekkaman Blade, but this is a pretty accurate Robo-Do version. It's not like, you know, their kind of offshoot line where they design it however they will. This is an accurate Tekkaman Blade, and it looks very nice. I really like it a lot, honestly. I really need a good Tekkaman Blade in my life, and it's a possibility that I might dip in for this one. Moving on to some Toho action. CCP has a giant Space Godzilla coming. It's very expensive, and it's very gorgeous. This is also up at HLJ right now if you want to take a look at it further, but those details are amazing. But be prepared, because it is costly. What's not costly, though, is the Entertainment Earth exclusive Mecha Godzilla. That's right, my Zillions. A Showa Mecha Godzilla is coming to the Funko Pop line in an exclusive to Entertainment Earth. So if you want this piece, you're going to have to pre-order it there. The link is down below. Please use that link to order yours right now, because it's going to be a really cool pop for sure. Last week we reported that Mondo's Creature from the Black Lagoon by Attack Peter was about to drop, and this week it did, and all the official picks came along with it, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Look at the details on this. Definitely something I would have loved to have had, but unfortunately I couldn't go in on it. But for those that did, because I think the pre-order is closed already, you're going to get a beautiful piece. This is really, really nice looking, so I'm definitely jelly there. Last week, we talked about a brand new Monkey King figure from Fury Toys, and this week, the Four Horsemen was like, wait, we're not done with Monkey Kings quite yet, because we're bringing out our Monkey King once again in a golden version, and this is going to be for retailers like they do. They always do these variants of their figure obscuras, and this time it's going to be a whole figure obscura wave, because not only are we going to get a Monkey King, but we're getting the Red Mask of Death again in a new version, which is pretty cool. I've heard some really good things about this figure. I saw it in person, all of these in person at Toy Fair, and they're also going to be doing a Jacob Marley again in a glow-in-the-dark blue version, which looks really nice. And then finally, the last thing that they're going to be bringing out, as we still looking at Jacob Marley, is a new figure actually, and it is kind of like a Viking skeleton warrior, which looks pretty cool. You could configure it in a number of ways, like you can with Mythic Legion stuff. So a really cool wave. I believe they're going on pre-order in March, like March 1st, I believe. You'll be able to get them at like Big Bad Toy Store and whatnot, and that's going to be pretty cool, guys, for sure. I am definitely down for another Monkey King, and yes, I say another because I did go in on the Fury Toys one. Hot Toys is going back to the Black Sun and doing another Kamen Rider Black Sun, this time in a battle damage version, which looks really nice. So if you're into the Hot Toys, this might be one for you. Speaking of 1/6 figures, something I really don't talk about here much is Ashley Wood's new company, Underverse, that he started after he left the 3-0. And this figure here looks gorgeous. I mean, if you're an Ashley Wood fan as an artist, this is right up your alley, because I think this really represents his art really well. I just really like it a lot. I mean, not into getting figures like this, but credit where it's due. That is a gorgeous figure. NECA continues their Dungeons and Dragons figures with Strongheart. That's right, the fan favorite Strongheart is now going to be a NECA figure, and it looks really cool. I mean, if you're into like knights and like heroes of the fantasy realm, this is a figure for you. This is probably going to go great with your Mythic Legions figures, even if you don't care for the classic Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I think this is really worth your time. Look at that stash. He's so stoic, and it comes on a card. How about that? So Strongheart, the good paladin, coming at you from NECA. If you're both into Attack on Titan and Bear Brick, well, Metacom has some Bear Brick Titans coming for you, as if they couldn't be any creepier. They also teased out a couple of Mafex John Wick figures with John Wick 3 and John Wick Chapter 4. John Wick number 2 from Mafex is one of my favorite figures, period. So definitely interested to seeing more, and by the time you see this, it's possible that Mafex has shown off even more picks than they've teased so far. There's a new LEGO Ideas King Kong campaign from a Water Leaper that looks incredible and is well worth your vote. Based on the whole pit scene, the deleted pit scene, just mind-blowing attention to detail here on Kong and the whole set. This is really cool. It needs 10K votes to be eligible to be seen by LEGO. So if you're into this, do check it out. I'm going to try to link it up down below. So if I didn't link it up, you just let me know and I will do so. Moving on to Mattel and Masters of the Universe. We don't talk about them too much, but they're doing a rock-on figure, and this was one of my favorites as a kid. It went well with, like, the Rock Lords transforming itself into a rock. It's just kind of classic, guys, and it definitely is nostalgic for me, for sure. Hey, speaking of things that transform, but this does not, it is a clock. A Transformers clock that looks absolutely stunning. It is by the Bradford Exchange and it'll cost you $199, but will be out in April of this year, so really, really soon. And last but not least, Tier 1 of the HasLab Omega Prime has been unlocked. This thing just keeps on going at a record-breaking pace, and look what is unlocked. The Matrix Blade, which is 23.5 inches in height. Oh my gosh. This is the thing that I really needed for it to be unlocked, for me to like say, okay, I'm definitely down with this. There's one more tier to unlock. It's going at an incredible pace, so I expect it to do so. So do stay tuned. I'll report that news when it happens. But for now, that's all I've got. Hope you've enjoyed this latest edition of the Ultra Z News. Let me know your thoughts on any of these things down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection. Till next time, peace out, peeps.